mid-year financial accountability and investment report. So, Ken Goetch has going to present, I think, first maybe the financial.
And the fiscal report first.
I'll start off with the fiscal report. As Dr. Weber had mentioned, we do have the board planning retreat in 2 weeks, so I've been asked to do the short version of this evening's presentation because we know in 2 weeks we'll be spending much more time on this information. Bottom line for this quarter's report is very good news. Revenues have been trending ahead of what we've expected, and we know expenses have lagged what we were expecting, so we're doing well on both fronts. As you can see from this slide, we were expecting revenues of $62 million, and I'm sorry, we were expecting revenues of $61.6 million, and we're actually received $62. So that's about a $500,000 pickup over what we were expecting. And then in the expense side, you can see there that we were expecting to spend about $51.3 million 6 months into the year, and we've only spent about $40.6 million, or about a little more than a $10 million positive variance. So when we look at the specific revenues, you can see that our positive revenue pickup is coming from that slightly improved fall semester enrollment that we talked about in the first quarter meeting. And in terms of the revenues or the expenses, you'll see that the $10.6 million in positive variance is primarily coming from salaries, health insurance, and other benefits. But all the way up and down the line, there's a very steady progress in all those areas. And just to give you some frame of reference, when I was comparing these to the prior year, second quarter report for the board a year ago today, we had spent $44.6 million at this point, 12 months ago. So it's showing that we're doing a good job controlling costs on this year's budget. Any questions on this before I move on to the investment side?
Salaries, I mean, do you attribute that to like openings that we're not filling, or, I mean, that's the biggest variance, 2.4 million. Is that, and how are we going to be able to continue with this? Is this going to be temporary, or are we going to continue to see this kind of shrinkage?
Well, I know we'll be going into more detail in the next 2 weeks, but we know that we did reduce some headcount, but we did have that offset by some salary increases. So if we looked at this number compared to last year, we're spending about the same level we spent a year ago. So the good news is, while we've reduced headcount, we're still spending about the same rate as before. But really, the health insurance is a big winner here. Controlling healthcare costs. Last year at this time, we were spending well over $3 million. And so both budget to actual and budget to prior year, we're showing a much more positive healthcare cost trend. So that's voting well for this particular category. Utilities also kind of stuns me, because when we look at what we spent last year, at this time we were spending well over $1 million in utilities, and I'm wondering if this is some of the early benefit of the geothermal field kicking in, helping us lower our costs. So utilities are also becoming really strong here too.
Might have something to do with it's a warmer year.
True. Only cautionary note we have right now, we were without a controller for about 4 months. County's been in place now about 4 or 6 weeks. It's possible, we know on the other transfer lines, I think last year at this time we did a debt service transfer that's not showing up here. So the $10.6 million positive variance might shrink as we properly report the transactions that have taken place a year ago that are taking place here. But overall, it's a very positive trend. And then quickly on the next report, it's the investment portion of this. We've we added some a little more detail to this quarter's report, thanks to Connie's efforts. We've, in terms of our yields, we're showing that the yield curve is improving over the prior period, so that's going to bode well for earnings.
Maybe a full screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
See?
There we go. Yeah. So improving interest rate environment for our investments. Our PMA financial advisors and economists is also noting that the Federal Reserve Bank is expecting to have several rate increases over the next year. So that's also going to be putting upward pressure on interest rates. In terms of our overall portfolio allocations, we have our funds broken up in 4 sections. We have a working cash reserve, an insurance reserve, short-term operating, and capital project fund. Obviously, we're spending down our capital projects because of the progress of the master plan. And the working cash is steady, as well as the insurance reserves. And the short-term operating funds is exactly where we expect them to be at this point. We can also look at our portfolio in terms of how we invest our funds. You can see from this graph here that our funds are invested very safely, very liquid, certificates of deposit, savings deposit account. And I think that the college's current position is very strong, given the fact we're in a rising interest rate environment. If we were invested in bonds or longer commercial paper, we could have some interest rate exposure. So I feel like we're well situated right now. And in terms of our performance, this is showing that the portfolio's yield is better than the required benchmark for board policy. And then here's another way of looking at the investment performance. The blue bar is the benchmark yield, and that greenish bar is the portfolio yield to date, showing that we're performing better than the policy requires. And then the final slide is just the compliance slide. It just notes that we're in full compliance with the board's policy. So that's all I have for today on the investment side. Any questions?
Yeah, Ken. I know we have certain limitations on what we're allowed to actually invest in. Are we at this point being as aggressive as we possibly can with our investments under the law?
No, we're not. In fact, this slide here, we're going to show you some of the categories of investments that we could be in. We went out to the market to do an RFP for financial advisory services. We actually postponed the bid because we thought we might want to bid with the foundation and help the foundation get access to good financial advice. So we delayed taking a more aggressive posture until we acquire the financial advisory services to support us in that effort. For example, if we compared our portfolio to some typical community college portfolios, you might see them in commercial paper, you might see them in some of those collateralized purchase agreements. Right now, we're in a much more safer mode, but over time, we expect to get ourselves in a little more.
So we're taking a look at,
Right. But the thought would be, let's do an RFP process, get the ideas from the marketplace, and then kind of come back with a little bit more of a sophisticated approach.
Very good. Thank you, Ken.